Hello, everyone. The topic that I'm going to be talking about this week is one of my favorite topics to talk about. They're all really my favorite topic. It's like kind of like picking your favorite child. It just doesn't feel fair. But there's certain topics for me that just really hit home. And when I figured this stuff out, then it just resulted in massive upgrades of not only what was happening in my external world in terms of my results and building a business, making more money, having more freedom, but also in my internal world of having more certainty, feeling more joy, feeling more gratitude. And this topic that I'm going to talk about this week is busyness. This idea of being busy and how in our culture we've almost made that be a good thing. And like I said, for me, once I realized that actually being busy is not a good thing, that's when I really started to make just some massive shifts in my life in terms of where I focus and what I do, what actions I take and what actions I don't take. So in today's episode, I really want to hammer in on the idea that being busy is not a good thing. And I want to give you a number of reasons why and what I would invite you to be instead of being busy. And this is, just to kind of preface this all and take a step back, this is one of those perennial topics. It's one of those topics that, honestly, I don't think ever gets old. It's always relevant because I think as humans, our tendency is to want to do stuff and to feel like we're making an impact, to feel like we're connecting with other people, to feel like our calendars are full. Full calendar equals a full life, right? And so I absolutely understand where this tendency to say busy is good. If I'm busy, that means I must be doing something right. Like, how you doing? Yeah, doing so great. Really busy, really busy. What about you? And you often start a conversation that way. Or like, more to a business example, right? You just started your own business. You just opened your own store. How are things? They're really busy. But busy's good for business, right? But the thing is, it's really about asking yourself, do I want to be busy? Do I want to feel busy? Like a busy little bee. I'm just going around doing this thing and the other thing and the other thing, and my calendar's full. Is that really the goal? Or is the goal to be productive? And that's the shift that I would invite you to make. Instead of wearing busy as a badge of honor, what about wearing productive as a badge of honor? I was super productive today. I got a lot of shit done today. And whether you got that stuff done in 2 hours or half an hour or 4 hours, whether your calendar was full or whether you got a ton done, but yet you also had some time to take a nap, to go to the park with your kids, to maybe sleep in, maybe get a massage, get a manicure, pedicure. I'm talking to you guys too, not just the girls. Like us girls, we know, self-care is so important, right? We get our manicures and pedicures and massages. Yeah, but it's the guys I'm talking to here on that one specifically. But you can have, those self-care days, those awesome days that just feel so luxurious and restorative, but yet you can also be productive that day. If you think about a day like that, where you maybe work for an hour or so, Pretend it might be like a work from home day, or maybe it's a weekend where you choose to do a bit of work, right? It's not a day where you're at the office, but it's a day where it's, like I said, work from home day, or it's a Saturday or Sunday, or maybe it's a holiday. You just happen to have some time off from work, or maybe you just happen to take a PTO day, but you choose to maybe get an hour of work done, whatever that work might be. And you feel super productive, like, wow, that was awesome. I really made an impact in that 1 hour of work that I did. And then after that, you might have a nice long lunch, maybe even take a siesta, whatever that might feel like or look like in the afternoon. And you do some self-care in the later afternoon, whether, like I said, that's a massage, or maybe you read a book, you snuggle up and you read a book. Maybe you play some video games or do whatever hobby it is. Maybe you get outside, you go for a bike ride, go for a walk, do some hiking, go to the gym, whatever that might be. Maybe you do some drawing, some creative work in the afternoon, the work that feels awesome. And then maybe you have a nice dinner, either on your own or with family in the evening. And then, the evening, there's really not much going on beyond maybe you enjoy a glass of wine, or, a little sip of whiskey, or you just enjoy some fizzy water, and, maybe you watch a little bit of Netflix and you go to bed. How cool is that day? Right? And so I would invite you, that's my ideal day. By the way, I invite all of you to sort of craft, what would your ideal day feel like? And awesome. And often, it feels awesome, right? And often, you take a look at that day and you're like, okay, how is that day going to feel? When I can create that day, that super awesome day, that ideal day, it's not busy. It's not tight. It's not. So that's what I mean by busy. You're not going to say, that's not a busy day. That's an expansive day, right? The energy around that day isn't constrictive. It's not contracting. It's not like go, 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 hustle, 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 grind, grind, grinds. It's not that at all, right? It's more like I have all this room to spread out. And yet I was still productive. I still did the one thing that day to really move things forward in terms of my career, in terms of work, in terms of leadership, in terms of helping my team, whatever it is I wanted to do to make an impact. So you don't need to be busy in order to be productive. You could be busy and productive at the same time, right? So that's an option. If you're like, what, I like to be busy. That actually feels good to me. Right? I don't want to project my values onto you, but it's just, kind of take a look at what is, if you're too busy, if there's too much, if there's no room in your schedule, if you just are absolutely feeling overwhelmed and your pot is your plate is overflowing. And in that case, there's no room for anything else. That's where the stress happens and the overwhelm happens. We don't want that, right? So it's really more about how can I be more productive? Wear that as a badge of honor. Or for you, maybe it's about efficiency, effectiveness. Wear that as a badge of honor. And do not apologize for the fact that you take time off to go on vacation. Do not apologize for the fact that you take time off for self-care. Don't apologize for the fact that you work from home every Friday and you end work every Friday at 3:00 and you will not take meetings after that. Especially if you've already designed your life and designed your schedule in a way that you are going to be productive. Do not apologize for that. One of our clients, you know who you are if you're listening. We talk about client outcomes, client successes, all the time. We love to celebrate them. And a lot of them are around, earning more money, hitting salary goals, earning promotions, having more freedom in your life, having more work, negotiating more paid time off or more work from home time. With this particular client, the goal, at least the short-term goal, was to be able to leave work at, I believe it was 3:00. It was either 3 or 4 o'clock. To be able to leave work at 4 o'clock every Monday and Wednesday, or every Wednesday and Friday, twice a week. Like, that was his goal, to be able to leave work at 4 o'clock every Wednesday and Friday. And he did it. And he's been doing it for several weeks in a row. It's like, that's huge. Talk about freedom. Talk about a declaration of, I know what I need to do to get shit done. I know what I need to do to be productive and feel productive and make sure that I do not get overwhelmed. Because that was one of his biggest challenges, was just feeling completely overwhelmed and kind of feeling like he needed to be at work, but he didn't really need to. Like, and kind of taking on other people's work and all of that. Like, and he was just looking for stuff to do that he didn't really need to do. So he left work early twice a week, right? So I invite you to set those kind of goals for yourself as well. And so that's the message, is being busy is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. And it's going to keep you from upgrading your career. If you stay busy, if you stay in this zone of just kind of running around like a chicken with your head cut off, of just jumping from meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting, and not having an overarching sense of what's really important. What does productive even look like? What does making an impact look like? What are the 1, 2, or possibly 3 main projects that I need to focus on so I can get where I want to go in my career? If you're just busy running around focusing on the tactical, stuck in the tactical weeds, then you're not going to upgrade your career. You're not going to do that. You're not going to have the time, the time space, the head space, the emotional space in order to do that. And so the thing is that what gets tricky is, so look, if you're one of those people who already has this dialed in, and you're like, yeah, you know what? I have my calendar set in a way where I've blocked the important outcomes, and I know what my outcomes are every week, and I know what winning looks like, and I know exactly where I want to get in my career, and I know exactly what I need to do. It's just that I feel a little bit guilty when I take time off. Just don't feel guilty when you're taking time off. You got this, right? Because you're pre-thinking, you are pre-planning to say, this is what's important. And what's also in my work world and in my career, what's also important is to take care of myself, to take care of my family, to take care of whatever else it is, right? So you may be in that boat, but if you're in the boat where you're like, I hear you, but like, I hear you, Jen, and I get it, Jen, but I'm just so stuck in the weeds. I am so stuck in the tactical. I have no time at all, no headspace, no time space to even think about the strategic. I'm working 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week. Or maybe you're only working 40 or 50 hours a week, but you still don't feel like you have that mental clarity. You're just feeling mentally zapped at the end of every single day. If you're feeling like, wow, I just worked, air quotes, worked 8 hours today, 9 hours today, 10 hours today, but I don't feel like I actually made an impact. I got stuff done, sure. I checked stuff off the to-do list, and maybe that kind of felt a little good to check stuff off the to-do list. But did I really move the needle? Did I really make the boat go faster? Did I really help my team to move this project forward in a better way? Did I really help my company? Did I help my company make an impact? You know, in terms of getting more clients or serving existing clients at a higher level, or, you know, creating badass users or whatever it is, you know, creating awesome customer service or innovating, whatever outcomes, you know, your organization might strive for and you want to strive for as well because you're a member of that organization. Did you really do that? And you're feeling like, no, I'm not doing that. Then it's time to book a call with us. It's time to stop pretending that you're going to be able to solve this problem on your own. Because look, if you're able to solve this problem, this busyness problem on your own, you would have done it already. because you're not stupid. This is not career coaching for dummies. You're not dummies, right? You are smart. You are motivated, technical leaders. And so if you were able to figure this out on your own, you would have. That's why you're listening right now, is because you want an alternate perspective. You want a way to shift the way that you're thinking and doing and feeling your way through, not just the way that you show up at work, but the way that you upgrade your career. How do I get to that next level? And if you're stuck in the busyness trap and you've been stuck there for weeks, months, or possibly even years, don't kid yourself and think that you're going to get out of it on your own. It's not a sign of weakness to ask for help. It's a sign of strength to say, I don't know what I don't know. I'm unconsciously incompetent here. Please help. Show me another way, because I'm too much in my own head here. So if you're stuck in the busyness trap, book a call with us today, thepeoplestack.com/book. And we're going to talk about what's going on at work right now, what's not working at work right now, and what are the consequences of feeling busy. Because it's not just affecting you. It's going to affect you for sure. It's going to affect you mentally, emotionally, possibly spiritually as well. We've definitely worked with folks where there was a spiritual element of it, whether that be like an identity element of it, a religious element of it, or just an overarching sense of this existential threat on your place in the universe, right? So we definitely go to that level as well. But sometimes it's just, I'm stressed out. I can't take it anymore. I am mad as hell and I can't take it anymore. I need help. So we're going to talk about that. It's also not just affecting you. And if you think that you being stuck in your career is only affecting you, you are sorely mistaken. There are definitely other people that this is affecting as well. Your team, other people that work for your organization, the people that you surround yourself with are negatively affected by the fact that you're just kind of, you're either stressed and you're overwhelmed, you're not showing up to your greatest potential. This absolutely has an effect on other people. And we're going to talk about that as well. We're going to get to the truth of what's going on in your career right now. We're also going to talk about where you want to go, what dream you want to build. And if we're 100% confident that we can get you from A to B, from where you are to where you want to go, we're going to talk about all of the details, and then it's your decision on whether you or not you want us as your experts in your corner as you build that dream career. It's always your decision. And if we're not 100% confident that we can help you, which happens a fair percentage of the time, and that's cool. Like for us, we serve every single person that comes on the phone. Right? Some of them we get paid for. We get paid for enough of them so that we can build a thriving business. And we do have a thriving business that we've been doubling or more our business, our revenue for the last 4 years. So we're good. Some people worry about us. They're like, like we tell them it's not going to be a fit, right? To work together, right? Because of XYZ, or maybe people just aren't ready yet. And it's like, no worries here, right? This is our passion, right? And we're good. And we know that you're going to pay it forward, and it all, what goes around comes around in a good way, right? So if it's not a fit, we're going to tell you that. We're going to be 100% honest. This is not a pressury, convincing sales call. This is a call where you're going to get to the truth about what's going on in your career right now. And it's going to be the most valuable, clarifying conversation that you've ever had about your tech career. So thepeoplestack.com/book. But remember, the message of the day is being busy is not a good thing. Being productive is. So do more, add more, focus more on productivity, and throw the busyness out the window because you don't need it. All right, folks, that's it for the day. Talk to you again really, really soon. All right, that's a wrap.